Not good morning. Good afternoon, fifth hour. If you read my email and message on Canvas, you know that there is no live Zoom today because I have a doctor's appointment. So hopefully you got that message or check the agenda on Canvas. So I'm going to tell you what we're doing today. We finished up on Thursday the 5 pillars of Islam. We looked at that mnemonic device of Allah, praise for the poor, hungry people in Mecca to help us remember the 5 pillars. So the first one, Allah, is the profession of faith that Allah is the only God and that his prophet is Muhammad. Praise is the praying 5 times a day facing Mecca. For poor is giving 2.5% of your income to the poor. Hungry people is the fast during the month of Ramadan from sunrise to sunset. And then in Mecca represents the pilgrimage that Muslims are supposed to make to Mecca at least once in their life if they have the financial ability to do so and they're physically able to travel to Mecca. So that is what we wrapped up on Thursday, and you were supposed to turn in your guided notes that we did together. Should have been a very easy assignment to get some points because we did do it together. So I'm going to share my screen. So if we were in class, your bell ringer was going to be to share one of the pillars of Islam. That's what second and fourth did. Our agenda is bell ringer, attendance, announcements, watching this short video, then our chapter 11 text, and then the notes. Announcements are, I'm in the process of updating your grades, so make sure you check those this afternoon. They'll be done. That's really about the only announcements I have, so make sure that you check for any missing work that you might have, and I'll post those grades tomorrow for midterm. Also, I will have targeted services tomorrow from 2 to 4, so you're welcome to join. And then I have tutoring on Wednesday from 2 to 3. And then you will have a Wednesday check-in, so please make sure that you check Canvas on Wednesday. So we've talked a lot about religion and the purpose of studying it in social studies. We've talked about how obviously, I'm not trying to convert you to a religion, so why do we study it? And you guys have told me things like it impacts decisions, it's a big part of people's lives, especially during the Middle Ages, it had a big role in government. And a lot of times religion can help us understand the why of why people are doing things. So today I wanted to show you this map that represents world religions today. And at the top, it says, as a key concept of social science, religion is a key factor that influences the development of civilizations and culture. Religion helps students to identify and understand behaviors. Furthermore, as the map suggests below, the study of religion offers students a global perspective on traditions and cultural expectations. So it's a very loaded 3 sentences, but all that to say, basically what we've been talking about, how religion impacts decisions. It helps us get a global understanding, helps us to become more diverse, open mind to other things. This map is really interesting. You can see the key down here. There's 3 different colors for Christianity because it's representing 3 different types: Catholicism, Orthodox, and Protestant. There are 2 colors for Islam, well 3, but the big 2 are Sunni and Shia, and we're actually going to learn about those next class. Those are the split in Islam, and we'll talk about why that happened. You've got Hinduism, Judaism, Chinese religions, Buddhism. There's 3 different types of Buddhism mentioned. And then over here you see this pie chart showing, kind of the representation of the world. What's interesting to note about this map is it hasn't really changed much. When we talk about the rise of Islam, it is heavily concentrated in the Arabian Peninsula, and it is still that way today. Europe is mostly Catholic, and it was that way back in the Middle Ages when we studied it. So it's very interesting to see that it really hasn't changed over time, really, what religion is practiced where. And then most of the Western world is Christian in some capacity, whether that be Protestant or Catholic. So I thought that map was interesting to see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you all a video that compares and contrasts Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, because we've talked about how those are the top three, and we're going to talk about how they're very similar. And some of these things you might know, some of these things might be things that you're just learning today. So I'm going to show you this video, and then I'll explain what your assignment is today.
Hey guys, welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and in this episode I'm looking at 10 ways in which Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are connected. Now, it's a common question that people have, and before I get into everything, the varying views may not necessarily fit every branch of each religion. That would take years to do a video on that. So I'm just going to be sharing, generally speaking, based on the most popular beliefs of each religion. So let's get right into it. The first similarity I want to share is Abraham. Abraham is an important figure in all three religions. That's why you may often hear Christianity, Judaism, and Islam referred to as the Abrahamic religions. According to the Bible, Abraham and his son Ishmael are said to be the founding fathers of the Arabic people in which Islam stemmed out of. Abraham and his other son Isaac, who he had with his wife Sarah, are said to be the founding fathers of the Jewish nation. Jesus, who Christians claim to be God in human form, was born out of the Jewish nation. So that's where that similarity comes from. The next thing is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are also monotheistic religions. All of them claim to worship the true God of creation, who is all-powerful and controls the universe. They share the common belief of the oneness of God, which is what the term monotheism means. Now, the view of God does vary in the sense that Muslims and Jews believe that God is one, singular. Christians, on the other hand, believe God is one, but in the compounding sense of the term. What I mean by that is one made up of multiple entities, like in the case of God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, each of them having different roles, but still pointing to one God. Another similarity is the belief in the supernatural guidance of history, as well as God being very active throughout human history in his interactions with human beings. An example of this would be God inspiring new prophets to share messages with people, God giving people visions, God sending angels, etc., all to reveal things to humans that impact the course of humanity. Now, the next similarity ties into the previous one. All these three religions stress moral responsibility and accountability of human beings, and that there will actually be a judgment day where everyone will either be given an eternal reward or a punishment. They all emphasize their special covenant or promise with God. For Judaism, the covenant was made through Moses. In Christianity, it was made through Jesus, and in Islam, it was through the Prophet Muhammad. Christianity accepts God's covenant made to the Jews, but generally believe it was superseded with the coming of Jesus. That's why you'll hear Christians speak of the New Covenant or the New Testament. Similarly, in Islam, Muslims recognize Judaism and Christianity. However, Islam is believed to supersede all those others and invite Jews and Christians to believe as they do. They share a common belief also in all, if not most, of the biblical prophets from Adam, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, you name it, as well as King David, King Solomon, and others who were not necessarily prophets like Mary, the mother of Jesus. The scriptures of the three Abrahamic religions also have similarities too. The Jewish holy book consists of the Tanakh and the Talmud. Christians adopted the Tanakh for their Bible, but it's called the Old Testament. Now, the Quran also tells similar stories like the crucifixion of Jesus. However, it's told differently, and Muslims believe that scriptures of the Jews and Christians were corrupted, and the Quran has the most accurate narrative of similar stories like the crucifixion of Jesus that's found in the New Testament of the Christian Bible. Pilgrimages are another similarity. So Mecca, of course, in Islam, that's the famous destination destination for Muslims, and doing a pilgrimage to Mecca is called Hajj, which is one of the pillars of Islam. Jews journey to Jerusalem, the holiest city for them, and Roman Catholics journey to Santiago de Compostela. Peace is also a central concept of all three religions. This is reflected historically in their use of similar greetings, all meaning peace be upon you. There's Shalom Aleichem in Judaism, there's Pax Vobiscum in Christianity, and Salam Aleichem in Islam. Oftentimes, though, the greetings of peace are used mainly just to refer to the members of one's own faith community. You wouldn't be going around and saying that to every single person that you meet. They also share belief in common specific names for God. So Muslims use the Arabic term Allah that refers generally to God. There's also a list of 99 other names, and each of them describe a characteristic of God. The 100th name, though, is said to be unspeakable. Similarly, Christians and Jews also have specific names for their God, like Elohim or Yahweh. However, those names are often seen as too holy to speak, so many versions of the Bible will replace those names with just general words like Lord or God. So there you have it. So those are 10 ways in which Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are all similar.
Okay, so there is a video just kind of further showing you how these top world religions have some similarities and are interconnected in a lot of ways. And I thought that was just interesting to point out because we've talked about the top three world religions in this class. So what you're going to be doing today is you're going to be reading chapter 11, section 1. When you click this link, the textbook will open in a new tab. It will load on the top. It starts on 372. So you're going to be reading about the rise of Islam, and this might be a little bit of a review because we've kind of set up the religion. We've talked about the 5 pillars. We've talked about Muhammad, and this just gives a more in-depth look. And the notes are only about a page and a half, and there's not much typing. So if you click the link for the notes, you do need to make a copy. So do File, Make a Copy. As always, I just save it as my last name in the class period. So Sanders 5th. And then the top section is just fill in the blank with vocab from the section. It has the page numbers at the top. So it's only 5 pages of reading, 372 to 378. You're going to fill in 1 through 8 with one of these terms or cities. And then the next section is, like I said, it's only a page and a half of notes. It's not long. You have 14 blanks that go in order of the section, and you're just going to read through these and find the word in the text. And it's the sentence is the same as it is in the textbook. This is going to be due on Thursday at midnight, but I would really, really, really encourage you to have it done by class on Thursday. So by 12:30 on Thursday, so that you're ready to go and move on and present me with maybe any questions that you might have over this. So like I said, I don't love having to give you all a video lesson and miss class, but I have a doctor's appointment that they couldn't get me in at a better time. So if you have any questions, I am on email. I will have my email at the doctor. Message me on Canvas, message me through email. If you guys need anything, let me know. Targeted services tomorrow from 2 to 4, tutoring on Wednesday from 2 to 3, and then there will be a check-in on Wednesday, so make sure you check Canvas. Other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. See ya.